I was riding around in my Mercedes Benz and I had to stop at the gas station and ask a couple people to help me fill up my tank. I jumped out the car like fucking being on fire like I was DUVAL or some shit.
You broke. Not only are you broke, but you are $17,000 in the hole.
I had a hard time finding success. I wanted people to know it's not what you think it is. Success is not a goal, it's a journey. A lot of talented people give up on their dreams because they think this isn't how it's supposed to go. Next up on My Broke Stories.
Tika Sumpter is an acclaimed American actress, producer, and television host known for her versatile roles in film and television. She gained widespread recognition for her performances in the soap opera One Life to Live and the primetime drama The Haves and Have-Nots.
My name is Tika Sumpter. I remember being broke because I've been broke most of my life up until now. And I just remember being in the grocery store buying groceries and literally counting every time the woman would swipe my food. The mental acrobatics in my head to figure out how much money I actually had in my account so it did not decline. It's declined a few times. So it's like, I'll put that back. Till this day, I have such anxiety giving my card to the grocery people, even though I know I have money in my account, but I'm like, oh my God, is it gonna go through? I mean, actually one time in Target recently, it didn't go through and I was like mortified. I was mortified and there are people behind me and that has been my life where it's like, I'm sorry. You too can get out of being broke. I'm sorry.
Rotimi is an American actor, singer, and model. He gained widespread recognition for his role as Andre Coleman on the popular Star series Power. Rotimi is also a talented musician, blending R&B and Afrobeat with his hits like In My Bed.
There's a meeting in my bed, in my bed. There's a meeting in my
All right, so for me, it was 2013. I was broke. I had no cash. I had to stay in a motel for about a month and a half, east side of Hollywood Boulevard. And luckily, the manager of the motel, like, really rocked with my dream and just wanted to be an artist, an actor, musician. He was like, man, instead of giving it for $30 a night, bro, I'm gonna make sure you can get it 15. And it was roaches. It was just God, and I had no team, I had no management, no nothing. It was just me hustling. I just say, you know what, let me just bet on myself and let this money, if I go broke even more than this, I did it swinging. And ended up having like $10 left before I ended up booking Power. So it was a moment in time for me, for sure.
Jonte Austin is an American singer, songwriter, and producer notable for his significant contributions to the music industry.
And don't forget about late nights, laying in the dark and waking up inside my heart. It's crazy from the get-go, neither one of us knew why.
His work has earned him several accolades, including Grammy Awards, making him a highly influential figure in contemporary R&B and pop music.
You ain't never been broke.
I went broke when I got divorced. I've been broke. I got to work now. You better write some songs. I have been very blessed, very fortunate. God has been, far better to me than I deserve. As Troy said, like, I started early working, earning money from television. So when I was broke stories, I'm gonna tell, there's no other way to say it, these are rich nigga problems. I can't get the Benz that I want. I have to go to a smaller Benz. I'm selling paintings. I gotta sell my Picasso to, make sure I have the mortgage for the year.
You own Picasso?
still have a couple. My broke story, because I think broke is something that applies to things outside of money as well. You know, I mean, you can have a broken spirit. You can have, be broken emotionally. So when, I had like a bunch of success, like post We Belong Together, post Be Without You, just had a lot of personal battles in my life, and my spirit was broken, and ultimately thought about, not only quitting music, but quitting life.
Yeah, because I didn't know.
I think what happened to get me there was completely self-inflicted. I think, I'm a person who is working on trying not to live in regret. So it's like, if I could go back and do it all again, I'd probably do it all the same way, just because it, sometimes, I believe that God tries to keep us from things, and then when he can't, life has to just step in and teach the lesson. So I think at a point where I was like really high, I didn't want to, listen to the lessons that God was trying to teach me. And so then life stepped in to teach the lessons in that place. But, so I'm okay with what led me to those places, and definitely just my family, my dad, prayers of people around me who were probably praying for me and didn't know why, and and God ultimately bringing my attention back to him and my purpose. And I'm going to be very careful about telling a story about my own strength, because it wasn't my own strength that that brought me out of a dark place. I give the credit and the glory to God for that.
Next up, Kirk Franklin on My Broke Stories.
I dedicate this song to recession, depression, and unemployment.
Kirk Franklin is a prominent American gospel musician known for revolutionizing contemporary gospel music. Leading ensembles such as The Family, he has produced numerous hits like Stomp and Revolution. Franklin's work has earned him multiple Grammy Awards and widespread acclaim, making him one of the most influential figures in modern gospel music.
One moment when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, sleeping in my car after recording my very first album, I was behind on my bills, child support, and I really didn't see any opportunity for myself getting better. And, you get to that point where you ask God, is he really even listening and paying attention? Getting to that place, you don't think it's going to get better, but then it does get better. And I think that what we don't understand is that whole process is really, it's the ingredients for what's necessary for the music and the stories that we have to tell. A lot of stuff we run from is the stuff that we need more inside of us. So the things that we keep denying, we really deny the essence of these songs and these stories and the value of who we are as people and creators. That first album exploded. But when I was broke and not really thinking of anything, I would have never thought that album would have done that. And that album really became the door that opened up everything else, that God used it. And, but you don't know that when you're doing it. You just got some songs. I think that we don't need to minimize small beginnings. Creators have to have a little bit of seasoning of struggle so that we can be able to touch those that live it.
When I think how much better I'm gonna be when this is over.
I smile, even though I hurt, see I smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been it for a while.
What you do?
I smile.
Nehemiah Davis is an influencer and content creator known for sharing lifestyle, fashion, and travel content, fostering a sense of community among his followers. His ability to blend visual storytelling with relatable content has made him a notable figure in the realm of social media influencers.
Hey guys, so I'm filming for My Broke Stories, and I just was reminiscing on a time where I had a fruit truck for about 2 years, man. I never made more than $30 to $50 profit per day, almost for 2 years straight. And it was so bad to the point that I had to learn customer service, right? I learned customer service. I had to get good, hop out the car, get their fruit, ask them what they want, like do all of these acts of service because I needed to get a tip. Ever heard Biggie say, don't get high off your own supply, right? The idea was I couldn't eat the fruit I was selling because then I would be eating the profit. So I had to get good at selling and serving so I can get a tip. My goal every day was to get a tip of at least $5. So if I would get $1.25, I have enough to go buy me a rice and gravy from the Chinese store until I made it home to eat whatever my grandma cooked me. So I'm just letting y'all know, man, when you pursuing the entrepreneurship journey, maybe rough, maybe tough, but the goal is to keep going and never quit and never give up.
My name is Troy Taylor, super producer, Grammy Award winning, Dove Award winning.
Now any other day, I would play it cool, but I can't now, cause I want you.
Troy Taylor is an American songwriter, producer, and vocal coach notable for his extensive work in the R&B genre, producing numerous hits that have shaped contemporary R&B music.
I lost my way somewhere in another galaxy.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Troy Taylor has collaborated with top artists like TREY, Boyz II Men, and Whitney Houston.
Shawty, shawty, all I got is $1 and a dream. Is you gonna roll with me?
Do you remember the TREY Songs Ready album? His third album. It was around 2008.
Neighbors know my name. Where you screaming, scratching, yelling, but the neighbors know my name. They be stressing while we sexing. Baby, please believe me when I tell you that I need a girl.
Here's what you didn't know. That was the worst part of my life. I was totally in debt to the IRS, totally deep in debt. People thought I had money. I had no money, like no savings, nothing. Here's the worst part. I was going through a divorce. So it was pretty hard. I had a house in Texas, but I was staying here in Atlanta so that I could work on that album. Mentally, I was destroyed. It was very hard to keep from insanity. That was also a time in the economy. It was really bad, 2008, when everything crashed and it was really bad. The IRS was on me, I owed money, and then the divorce together, I was just drained. I had to get that TREY Songs Ready album done, regardless of what I was going through. Do I pay attention to what's going on and keep myself down? Or do I just give it to God, pay attention to what I can do? Because I couldn't do anything about that. I was extremely mad at God. Why are you letting this happen? You know what I mean? I didn't want this, and it's not fair. But what I didn't know was it was supposed to happen the way it was supposed to happen. Remember, I was broke. First check I got was the Toni Braxton remix featuring TREY Songs. That was my first check that kind of got me back on. You know what I mean? And then right after that, I got the Mary J. Blige remix. With that check, it got me out of staying in the basement to my own apartment, which was insulting, by the way. How could I have a beautiful house in Texas, and here I am laying on the floor in a blow-up bed in the basement, and nobody knows it? This is 2008, and I'm 40 at this point, like 40, going through a divorce, starting all over. It was so insulting. I learned a lot from that. Just give it to God, let him do what he do. I put my trust in him, even though it was hard. And when everything started coming back around, I really had to end up going back to God and saying, I'm sorry, because I was so mad at him. He knew. I didn't know, but he knew. Because when that album came out, y'all know the rest. I never went back from there. I never went down from there. I've been up ever since. And I want to encourage you, no matter what you're going through, it might be for something that you don't know that's coming, to prepare you for it. Because see, everybody wants to be great, but nobody wants to go through greatness to get it. Don't you know it takes greatness to keep greatness? That's the only way you're going to be able to carry greatness, is if you go through greatness. So don't shun the things that happen bad or make you feel bad or take you down or wipe you out. Nah. Don't be so fast and so quick to feel like it's over. Watch your words too. You feel like you want to end it? You better be very careful. You take those pills, it's not until after you take the pills that you realize that you wanted to live. If you shoot yourself, you can't go back. And if you jump, there's no reset. It really feels bad. It really feels like this is gonna last forever. But it's not. It's not gonna last forever. It wasn't meant to last forever. How could God get the glory if you are done? He can't. So he can't let it be done. You just gotta push through it. I had to push through it, and I'm so glad that I did. Now that album is a classic. Still not married,
But but I'm getting there. That's it.
Krondon is a notable American actor and rapper. He is widely recognized for his role as Tobias Whale on the CW's Black Lightning.
About 13, 14 years ago, in between gigs, things had slowed down crazy for me. I had an expedition truck that I loved. It was funny, it was like an Eddie Bauer expedition, but they were cool. I don't think they're cool anymore. And no, seriously, no joke. I had got behind on the payments. I did not realize how far behind I was. I was coming outside one morning to go and get some money. My car was being repossessed. I mean it broke my heart in two, because I love that car. I vowed that, one, that would never happen to me again. I vowed that I would never, lease a car again. I did that for a long time, like vowed that I wouldn't do that again and put myself in that position. Now I own 4 cars. and some cars in my dreams, but and you know what? I ended up leasing a car again too, but then I really could afford the car. But I couldn't get a car for a while because that repossession messed my credit up. I was heartbroken. It took me a long time to repair my credit. I did repair my credit. I ended up buying like somewhat of a bucket. It wasn't like a new car, but it wasn't like an old car, but it just wasn't what I'm used to driving. And I worked my way back up so much that show you how much of a nigga I am. About 5 or 6 years after that, now I'm doing good. Now my credit is good. I went and bought 2 cars on the same day. Valentine's Day, 2017, I'll never forget. I bought 2 cars in one day. I bought a BMW M5 and I bought a old El Camino 82, because I love old cars. So I bought an old El Camino 82 clean. Still got the El Camino, don't got the M5 now. Got an Audi, but boy, I was broke back then. Not no more though.
Is there like a situation that got you out the hole, like a specific?
Yeah, I started working. I started booking jobs. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. What happened was I started like kind of leaving acting alone, because I come from music too. Leaving music, I'm not leaving it alone, but I almost put it on the back burner a little bit and start opening up businesses. I opened up a boutique. I started another business, and they became successful with it, right? And I was still pursuing my talent. I still was auditioning. I still was doing what I needed to do in the studio at the time. And and I was one of those guys for a long time. And when my car got repossessed, I was one of those guys that I did one thing. This is what I do. I'm not doing nothing else. This is what I do. And I didn't follow the rules that my grandmother taught me. And that's before you do what you want to do. Sometimes you got to do what you have to do. And as an artist, I only wanted to be an artist and do what I wanted to do. And when I stopped doing that for just a moment in time, like I'm serious, only maybe about 5 years, 6 years, right? I started to venture out and do other things that I was passionate about, that I love, but not like I loved acting or like I loved doing music. And those things became successful for me. They paid off for me. And I was able to do, because when I bought the 2 cars in one day, it was from other things. You know what I mean? And then I like later that year, I booked a TV show and became a series regular and had to stop doing those businesses. Because now I was making money doing what I love to do. And by the grace of God, the show I was on very successful. And I was able to keep rolling and keep rolling. Here I am today.
What's up? JQ, songwriter, producer, former super broke person. So this story is trying to figure out how to survive, how to make it. And I messed around and started dating this super cool, super cute girl named Jennifer. Jennifer came from a completely different background than I did. Her father was an attorney and her mother was a doctor. It was almost like the Uxables. No idea why she liked me. She was way cuter than I was. Anyway, we started dating and Jennifer used to come over the house all the time, over the apartment all the time, and she'd listen to the songs that I did, and she really liked the songwriting and everything, and I am flat broke. And one day, she just out of nowhere puts together a plan and asks her mom to give me a loan because I'm having a hard time paying rent and doing things like eating and simple things like that. And we go in and we sit down with her mother.
And she absolutely pitches me and my talent and believing that I was going to make it if I can just get over, paying rent for a few months and really focus on my music. And her mom, sweetest woman in the world, looks me in my broke face and says, my daughter's never asked me for anything like this before, and I absolutely love you. I'm gonna do it. Writes me a check and pays my rent for like a few months and gives me some money to eat. Here we are now. Couple of Grammy nominations, Billboard Awards, BMI Awards, one of the biggest songs ever in the history of American radio under my belt. And I still have not paid this woman her money back.
If you don't quit, it's a definite that you more than likely will make it doing what you want to do. But if you do quit, you definitely won't make it. And that's something that I tell myself all the time, even today, even, having the successes I've had and the successes that I have. I tell myself that because none of us are ever where we want to be, you know what I'm saying? But none of us are where we started from. So as I go to where I want to be, I am mindful that I will only get there if I don't give up.
I'm starting out my 7th day of sofa surfing, parading in my Calvins with no shame. Good Lord. I was chasing my dreams on an empty stomach. I was standing in VIP while my rent was due. 'Cause if I disappear, these bills might pay themselves. And if I leave this town, the collectors won't find out.
Rocki Jean is an accomplished creative artist known for her work in film and television. She has garnered attention for her unique storytelling and dedication to promoting diverse narratives. With experience in various roles within the industry, Rocki Jean focuses on empowering underrepresented voices through her projects.